I looked back at my friends and I was like,
It's about to go down.
Just go and see the world and just show them what it really means to live life golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden. They can never break us down, cause we're golden.
hey yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another story time. This is like my 7th one or something. I've done a lot. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is about another fight that happened recently. It happened yesterday at the time that I'm recording this. So basically, it all started off when I was sat in the lunch hall and I had this really, really nice wrap, and like it was one of the best ones I've ever had in my life. So I was enjoying this, and then out of nowhere, this kid comes right with his Lucozade bottle, and he hit me on the head, and then I was like, yeah, right, I'll just let it slide because like some people just do that as a joke. And then he was going up to a load of people and just hitting them on the head all the time. And then he hit me on the head again, and I said, if you hit me again, I'm gonna punch you. And he was like, sorry, sorry. So then he walked off, and yeah, and it was fine. And then all of us just kept talking and stuff as if nothing ever happened. And then, like, 2 minutes later, we're just talking about, I can't even remember what we were talking about. And then he comes along and he, like, joins in our conversation. And we're like, what are you doing? And then he just sits there and ignores us. And then after a while, he stands up. He comes over to me as I'm eating my sandwich, and he hits me on the head again. At that point, I was just like, bruh, what is this kid doing? So I stood up, right? I stood up, and then I looked at him, and then I looked back at my friends, and I was like,
It's about to go down.
and then they were all like, oh! And then, basically, right? First thing I do, I get my right hand, and I just grab his neck. And he starts like choking, right? So I throw him onto the floor, and bearing in mind there's like a little bit of space in between the tables so you can walk past, but like it's pretty small. So we were both stood up. I grabbed him, I threw him onto the floor, and now I was just stood up, and everyone was looking at me, and then he was just on the floor, and then he tries to punch me, right? And he misses, and he knocks my glasses off. And then at that point, I'm just like, what is he doing? So I start stomping on his stomach. I go like this. I go, that's the first one. Then I look around, and then everyone's just looking at me. Then I go again on his stomach. And at this point, he's just like choking. And I do it again, and I just go again. And then at this point, I just started feeling bad. And then he goes to punch me again, and he misses. And then he goes to punch me another time, and he misses again. So at that point, I'm just like, what are you doing? You're literally on the floor, choking, and I just stomped on you, and you're still trying to hit me. Like, what kind of retarded pigeon does that? Right? And then, right, I go to pick up my glasses, and then he tries to punch me again. And at this point, I was just like, is this kid on drugs? So then I kick him in the ribs, and then he tries to grab my foot, and all my days, he is like so weird. I literally kicked him again in the ribs, and he just started laughing, and then everyone was just sat there like, what is he doing? And then I kick him again, and then he just stops laughing, and then he just starts getting really angry. So then I go sit down to talk with my friends again, and then everyone starts laughing at him because he literally just got stomped on. And next thing he does, he looks around, and there's literally nowhere else to sit down. Literally no other spaces. And then he looks at my table, and he sees a space right in front of me. And I'm just sat there like, he's either going to have to sit down in front of me, or he's going to go. And he sits down in front of me. Like, what a retard. Like, I don't care if you want to say in the comments that it's mean to call someone a retard, but if you get stomped on and then kicked in front of loads of people by someone, you wouldn't go sit down in front of them. Who actually does that? And then he sat down in front of me, and he just put his head down, and then he was just looking down, and I was like, all right then. And then I just kept talking, and then he joins in our conversation again, and then everyone's just looking at him, and then there was a teacher on the other side of the room that was just looking at me, like, what have you done? And I was just like, oh my days, it was the funniest thing. And I don't know why, but I'm still in his Instagram bio. Like, I'm sorry, that makes no sense. And who actually has their friends in their Instagram bio when you're over the age of 10, maybe 11? So yeah, that's the story time. It was a pretty quick one. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.